Hey guys, today we're back with another firearms accessories review. And today on the channel we'll be reviewing the Glock 47 with Radian Ramjet, Afterburner, and Guardian. Stay tuned for this one. Alright guys, we're back. Once again today, Glock 47 with the Radian Ramjet, Afterburner, and Guardian. The Guardian is the RMR plate that also will guard the Truchcon RMR, so you can rack it off of whatever you'd like to. Very sturdy mounting profile. We've had this on here for a little bit and it has held zero and not moved out a bit, so I like that about it. The Afterburner and the Radian Ramjet is this compensator and the spring system that they use in the actual firearm to help regulate it. Well, they have a 13 pound, 15 pound, and an 18 pound. 18 pound is the factory spring. So right now we've got the 15 pound in it. We've got a 124 grain HydroShock Federal loads in it plus piece. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so first impressions on that, because that is my first smack through this thing. I've shot plenty of HydroShock plus P's, and that Afterburner and the Ramjet on that, man, it makes it feel like you're just shooting a normal 115 grain 9mm. So in term with that, just like you can see here, we're right at about 20 yards right now. So a little bit further than normal self-defense shooting. I like to distance myself out a little bit, especially when we're shooting on steel, just to be as safe as possible. But when you're shooting this with that on it, man, if you couldn't tell by the smile on my face, it feels like you're just shooting 115 grain with a normal 47, if that means anything to you. Let's go ahead and put another mag through it. Once again, the HydroShock 124 plus P's. Let's see if we can step on the gas pedal a little bit with it. Woo! I'm telling you something, boys. I wish you all could feel the difference that it makes. Cause like I said, I've shot plenty of plus P throughout my lifetime and career in law enforcement, and that Afterburner there, I know that 124 grain plus P is going down the road pretty quick. But now let me tell you something. This right here makes a big difference. I mean, just as you seen right there, 20 yards, normal A, B, and C frame steel target, and we hit it almost every time. I think I missed once. So pretty decent shooting. Let's go ahead and shoot a little bit more around the house. Empty. All right, boys, we are out of mags. Let's go ahead and get reloaded, but right now I'm loving this thing. All right, guys, we're back with Radian Ramjet. Now we're testing Federal 115 grain. As a disclaimer, Radian did make this for 124 grain and 147 grain, but as you all know, most of the 9mm that's out right now is 115 grain, and that's what I like to plink with because that's what I got the most of and it's the cheapest. So that being said, let's check and see how well it runs right now. Once again, 15 pound spring in it, so let's go ahead and see how it does. Runs like a top, boys. So I talked to my guy at Radian, and he said that, you know, once the gun is good and broken in, that's whenever you want to switch and you can start shooting maybe 115 grain through it like I'm doing now. This gun is already broke in, so I'm glad. But once again, though, don't take it out with 115 grain and think it's going to run like this one, because there's a chance it might not. If you want it good and broke in, run that plus P through it like we done a minute ago, and that right there should get the job done after a few hundred rounds, maybe just 100 rounds. And in this mag right here, we got mixed in 124 grains. Let's see how well it does. I think it's Federal 124 as well. Run like a top. Guys, I'm telling you something, you can get on the gas of this thing, and also as well, we do have the Timney trigger set up in them, so a very special thank you to Timney for sending it to us. Guys, once again though, this gun right here is eating it up and spitting it out. Let's go ahead and load it up and shoot some more. All right, guys, we're back. Man, right now, I'm very impressed with the Radian Ramjet, to be honest with you all. This whole entire gun here, I think is going to be my new carry option because, once again, that Afterburner Ramjet is doing its job, and that Guardian right there, you couldn't ask for no better to protect your Trujicon RMR. Let's go ahead with a little bit more 124 grain plus piece, and let's see how we can do it. She's running like a top, boys. Once again, some 115 grain now from Federal. She's eating them and she's spitting them out. A little bit more 115. Let's do one-handed. Still very controllable as well, just one-handed. Let's do off-handed once. Need to practice a little bit more with my offhand, but that's fine as well. Empty. So guys, as quick as you want to pull that trigger, your dot, I mean, the entire time I'm shooting it, my dot is never going out of the screen, if that means anything to y'all. So, looking great. Let's throw one more mag through it and let's see what we can do with it. All right, guys, before we go back out to the range, I was just going to show a few quick things on the Guardian plus the 6 and the compressor that we couldn't really show out there on the range. So, one quick thing on the Guardian plus the 6 is that it has a true seal on it, which eliminates the need for added sealing plates. The O-ring on the mounting screw hold the plate watertight to the slide, sealing out moisture, eliminating corrosion in the mounting threads. It also doubles the waterproofing of the RMR. The Guardian doesn't need to be removed for the RMR battery change. So what they're talking about here is that the actual seal to the slide itself is waterproof and watertight, and also it doubles the waterproofing of the actual Trujicon RMR itself. So that's nice to know. So this also has stud lock, which doubles the thread engagement as opposed to other optic mounting options on the market. The recoil bosses and slight mounting offset related to the plate mounting hardware. It takes the stress created from using the Guardian system to rack the weapon and transfers that energy into the slide rather into the plate's mounting hardware. This drastically lowers the chance of shearing the mount hardware. So pretty much whenever you're using this Guardian here, it's not actually on the screws itself, it's actually putting force back here on the plate. So that's good to know as well. The 6 backup iron sight is a lower 1/6. So we can see here, I'm trying to get it into the, there we go. Let me lower the brightness here on this RMR real quick. Maybe we can get a better look at it now. There we go. No, it's black on black. It doesn't help much, but it's a lower 1/6 co-witnessing, so that dot, you can still get a really good picture with your dot and still have your iron sights if need be. But anyway, the lower 1/6 co-witness, you have the ability to back up iron sights without a busy or particularly obstructed sight picture while using primary optic. We have used a little bit of that today as well. I'm not gonna lie, I mainly did use my RMR on that. That's just how I kind of went. I rarely ever even still use my irons unless I'm just trying to shoot quick and up close and personal. Then I'll use my front iron a little bit just to guide my pistol. But if this does go down and you need to make a very accurate shot, you still have your iron sights. And from what I can tell, they're right still on the money. Let's go ahead and take the pistol apart. I'm going to be showing off the quick tune guide rod, which is also known as our compressor. Sorry guys, I couldn't take it apart to actually show how you get to this, but it's just a guide rod, so most of you all should know how to do that at this point. This here is the compressor. It's the most adjustable guide rod on the market, using a cap screw to retain the spring. They also use dovetail to eliminate the need for thread locker and having to commit to one spring weight. This is especially useful when experimenting with different loads or when running a heavy optic that it can impact the cyclic rate or the reliability of the weapon. So how this is the back dovetail here. You just pull the spring down just here a little bit. It does have the 15-pound. Just slide it out just like that, and you have it taken apart. So it does come with an 18-pound, which is kind of the factory spring set, a 15-pound, and I believe a 13-pound. What we have been running all day today is the 15-pound. So we have not had a single malfunction one. Now to get this back on here, which we'll show this really quickly, like they said, you do have a dovetail, if I can get it to focus here. Do have a dovetail cut into it, and once you get that spring compressed low enough to where you can actually then put your cover plate back on it and just slide it right back in as such. Let's see if I can do this pretty much one-handed while looking through the camera. Well, actually I might be able to do it. There we go. Try to get his camera as much as I could, but there, as you can see, it is now in it. Let's straighten it up just a tad bit, releasing that pressure. There we go. And now it's back together. Once again, 15-pound spring in it, and it is run like a top. Let's go ahead and head back out to the range. All right, guys, so let's use that Guardian a little bit. Once again, it is a protector for the RMR, so if you want to rack anything, which RMR is about bulletproof as anyway, don't get me wrong, but this right here just makes it bomb proof. So one good way to rack it, if you've got one hand down or whatever else, go to one knee, turn around, rack it off the back of your shoe, come back up, and there we go, empty. Another way that you can rack it is if you have a duty belt or something like that, you can take, and let's drop the slide on it real quick. I don't know if I got a hold of it that time. Let me get one more time. Once again, used to having a duty belt back there, and I ain't got one on right now. There we go, empty. So, final thoughts on the Radian Ramjet, Afterburner, and Guardian. Also as well, we'll get a good picture of it through here right now, because on the Afterburner, or the Guardian, there's actually a set of backup iron sights. Trying to get that in focus right now. I believe it is pretty well. But there's a little piece here that you replace your backup, or your iron sights on your Glock. Just slides in here perfect. And now your iron sights are technically inside of the Radian Guardian. And you also have a serrated front blackout sight. So if your RMR for some reason goes dead, you can still have that, that backup iron sight with it. So that's pretty nice. But final thoughts on the Radian Ramjet, Afterburner, and Guardian. Guys, this is one of the best setups for a Glock pistol that I've ever seen. And there's been multiple other people do plenty of other reviews on these to show the difference in between, say, compensated, ported, stuff like that. And from what I can tell with every single review online, these right here have won the tournament, I guess you could say, for the most recoil fighting or less recoiling Glock on the market, or Glock accessory that you can get. So once again, this is about the exact same size as a Glock 34. Also as well, it does fit every single holster that I've tried from Safariland to anything else on the market for a Glock 34, so that's something good to know as well. Just make sure you do buy them for a 34. If you do have one for a 17, just make sure that end of it is open for it. But guys, I'm telling you something, it is run perfect for us today. I couldn't ask for it to do any better. Make sure though that you try it out first with that 124 grain plus P or 147 grain plus P. Just get it broke in real well before you do try 115, because you can get some issues with it. We've not had any issues today out of it with it whenever we're shooting the 115, but once again, it's been broke in pretty well now. But guys, if you're interested in the Radian Ramjet, Afterburner, and Guardian, I 100% give it my stamp of approval, and I think it would be a very great accessory for your Glock. Guys, appreciate y'all viewing as always. Once again, thank you to Radian for sending us all these accessories for our Glock pistol. But guys, once again, if you have any questions or comments on anything you see here today, leave in the comment section below and get back to you as soon as possible. But once again, thank you for viewing, and I'll see y'all in the next video.